The New York Yankees have always carried a weight of expectation unlike any other team in baseball, and right now, that pressure is louder than ever. After scraping out a win against the Minnesota Twins, you might think the Bronx Bombers are finally turning a corner in their 2025 campaign, but the reality is far more complicated. The frustration runs deep among fans and insiders alike, not just because of injuries or bad luck, but because the team isn't performing anywhere near the level it's supposed to. And at the heart of this unrest sits Aaron Boone, the Yankees manager, whose job security has become a hot topic as the season grinds on. From the very beginning of this season, there's been a cloud hanging over Boone's tenure. It's not just a simple slump or a rough patch. The Yankees, a team built with the kind of star power and financial firepower to compete for a championship every year, have stumbled and faltered in ways that have many questioning the leadership in the dugout. Injuries are part of the game, sure, but the underperformance from key players, the very athletes brought in to carry the team, has been glaring. The spotlight inevitably shifts to the manager, and Boone's decisions, once praised for their boldness, now face harsh scrutiny. Looking back to last year, there's one moment that still stands out for many fans. Game 1 of that crucial series in 2024, when Boone handed the ball to Nestor Cortes. That decision led to Freddie Freeman's walk-off grand slam, a swing that effectively changed the tide of the series and haunted the Yankees throughout. It wasn't just a bad call. It felt like a turning point, a crack in Boone's armor that grew louder with every misstep since. In the minds of many, that moment embodies the larger issues plaguing Boone's management. A series of questionable moves and a seeming disconnect between strategy and execution. But Boone doesn't stand alone in this. Clint Frasier, a former Yankees player who experienced Boone's leadership firsthand, recently shared some pointed insights. According to Frasier, Boone is more than just a figurehead. He's essentially the public face for a deeper, more complicated set of problems within the organization. Firing Boone, Frasier suggests, would mean shaking up the entire structure because Boone's role goes beyond managing the game day lineup. He's tied into the broader decision-making machine that runs the team behind the scenes. That adds a whole new layer to the ongoing debate about Boone's future. This isn't just about a manager and his moves on the field. It's about the culture within the Yankees organization and the intense focus on analytics that defines their approach. The Yankee way in recent years has evolved into a high-stakes game of numbers and probabilities, where data drives decisions in ways that sometimes baffle even the most diehard fans. Boone's collaboration with the analytics team is constant and intense. Every lineup, every substitution, every pitch seems calculated through a lens of stats and projections. While this strategy aims to outsmart opponents and maximize every advantage, it can come at the cost of instinct, flow, and sometimes even morale. Fans often express frustration because what they want is simple, smart, effective baseball, not overcomplicated puzzles or experiments on the field. But the front office and Boone seem committed to this analytical path for better or worse, and it's a big reason why Boone's job is so precarious. His role is entangled with a system that demands precision and innovation. But when the results don't come, he ends up taking the blame for what might be bigger issues. When you look at Clint Frasier's own journey, it's easy to see why his perspective matters. Frasier was once seen as a promising talent, a potential cornerstone alongside other young stars like Gleyber Torres and Gary Sanchez. The Yankees trade that brought Frasier in, swapping Andrew Miller to the Cleveland Guardians, was supposed to help build the next generation of the franchise. Yet, for various reasons, Frasier's career never quite hit the heights expected. His batting average hovered in the low 200s, and while he showed flashes of power with nearly 30 home runs, consistency eluded him. That said, Frasier's insights into the clubhouse and the management style come from having been in the trenches, navigating the highs and lows under Boone's leadership. His comments hint at a deeper truth. Boone is not the only piece to examine when considering why the Yankees are struggling. It's an entire system, a whole organizational philosophy that extends beyond the dugout, that's under question. This complicates the narrative because it means that any change at the managerial level may not be a simple fix. it might require a broader reckoning within the Yankee structure. And then there's Rob Thompson. The name often comes up in these discussions as the what-if of Yankees management. When Joe Girardi was let go years ago, whispers circulated that many players preferred Thompson to take the reins. His reputation for steady leadership and tactical acumen was strong, and he's since proven himself by guiding the Philadelphia Phillies to consistent playoff appearances and even a World Series title in his rookie managerial year. Comparing Boone and Thompson is almost inevitable now, as both have tasted success, but with very different trajectories and challenges. Thompson's rise makes you wonder if the Yankees missed a golden opportunity. While Boone was chosen partly because of his history as a player within the organization, he entered the managerial role with little coaching experience. Thompson, meanwhile, had a background in coaching and a deep understanding of the game's nuances from a managerial perspective. This contrast fuels ongoing debates about the best path forward for the Yankees. Boone's approach has been marked by highs and lows, moments of brilliance shadowed by costly errors. Thompson's steady hand, on the other hand, has brought a calm confidence to a young Phillies roster. This is the reality the Yankees face as 2025 unfolds. They're sitting on the prime years of one of baseball's biggest superstars, Aaron Judge, yet they seem unable to capitalize on his dominance. Fans and analysts alike expect more, especially when rival teams like Boston and Toronto are heating up and climbing in the standings. The Yankees, traditionally a team that fights at the top of the division, now risk falling behind unless something changes. Boone's responses so far haven't helped his case. His public statements often come across as evasive or full of jargon that doesn't resonate with fans desperate for clear answers and decisive leadership. The "Fire Boone" chants have never been louder, and the weight of expectation on the Bronx Bombers means the pressure is only going to mount. The Yankees front office must decide whether to stay the course with Boone and the analytics-driven approach or take a bold step toward a different style of leadership. Looking ahead, the questions are clear. Was Boone the right choice back in 2018? Did the Yankees miss their chance with someone like Thompson? And even more importantly, can Boone adapt and find a way to unite the clubhouse, manage the data-driven demands, and get the Yankees firing on all cylinders before it's too late? The stakes could not be higher. As the 2025 season grinds on, the Yankees find themselves at a crossroads, not just in terms of wins and losses, but in what kind of team they want to be moving forward. It is clear that this year is pivotal for Aaron Boone's legacy in New York. The stakes are monumental because the window to capitalize on Aaron Judge's prime years is narrow. Every game missed, every moment of underperformance feels like an opportunity slipping through their fingers. The pressure on Boone is immense, and the criticism from fans, media, and former players like Clint Frasier only add fuel to the fire. Boone's tenure has been a roller coaster, marked by flashes of brilliance, but also moments that leave many wondering if he is truly the right man to steer this storied franchise. One of the core challenges Boone faces is managing the expectations that come with being the manager of a franchise with a legacy as massive as the Yankees. The spotlight is unforgiving, and every decision, from the lineup to pitching changes, is scrutinized to an extreme degree. Boone has tried to navigate this pressure by leaning heavily on analytics and collaborating closely with the team's data experts. This approach has its merits. Modern baseball is increasingly shaped by advanced metrics and deep statistical analysis, and the Yankees are no strangers to innovation. But at the same time, the human element cannot be ignored. Managing a clubhouse filled with superstar egos, veteran leaders, and promising young talent requires a delicate balance of strategy, psychology, and communication. Critics argue that Boone's over-reliance on data has sometimes led to decisions that don't resonate with players or fans. For example, his daily lineup choices and bullpen usage occasionally defy conventional wisdom and gut instincts, which can frustrate those who just want to see the best players on the field in roles that make sense. The risk with leaning too heavily into analytics is that it can create a disconnect between the manager and his players, especially when the results don't go his way. Baseball is a game of rhythm and momentum, and sometimes an approach too tied to numbers can overlook the intangibles that fuel a winning team. Moreover, The Yankees have been grappling with a slew of injuries this season, which complicates Boone's job even further. The roster has been in a constant state of flux, forcing Boone to shuffle lineups and rely on less experienced players. While some of this is out of his control, it puts additional pressure on the manager to make quick, effective decisions that can keep the team competitive. Injuries expose weaknesses in depth and challenge a manager's ability to adapt, but they also highlight the importance of leadership that can keep morale high and maintain a competitive spirit even when the chips are down. Another layer of complexity is the ongoing debate about the influence of the front office and analytics team in on-field decisions. The question of how much autonomy Boone truly has been a topic of speculation. Some insiders suggest that the analytics department plays a significant role in shaping the lineup and strategic moves, which might leave Boone as more of a mouthpiece than an independent decision-maker. If this is true, it raises concerns about accountability and the overall management structure within the Yankees organization. Fans want to know who is responsible for the team's struggles. Is it Boone, the front office, the analytics team, or some combination of all three? And who ultimately has the power to make changes that could turn the season around? In this context, Clint Frasier's comments are particularly illuminating. His suggestion that firing Boone alone wouldn't be enough implies that the problems run deeper than any one individual. If Boone is indeed the mouthpiece for a larger system, then a full organizational reset might be necessary. This adds a layer of complexity to the discussions about managerial change. It's no longer simply about whether Boone is the right fit, but about the entire culture and decision-making framework within the Yankees. How willing is the front office to take a step back and reevaluate their approach? Are they prepared to make sweeping changes beyond just the manager's chair? The comparison to Rob Thompson only intensifies this conversation. Thompson's success with the Phillies offers a compelling alternative model, a manager who has found a way to blend tactical savvy with effective leadership and player buy-in. The Phillies have become a formidable team under Thompson's guidance, and a steady hand has been credited with helping them reach the playoffs consistently. For the Yankees, who opted for Boone back in 2018 despite his lack of coaching experience, Thompson's rise makes them wonder if they passed on a potentially more stable option. Boone's path has been marked by a rapid ascent from player to manager, skipping the usual years of coaching and managerial apprenticeships that many other managers undergo. This background has its advantages. Boone knows the Yankees organization intimately and has firsthand experience in the clubhouse. However, the lack of seasoning in managing and coaching has perhaps shown in his decision-making, especially when under pressure. Managing the Yankees is unlike managing any other team. The expectations, the media scrutiny, and the demands of a city like New York create a unique environment where even minor mistakes are magnified. As the 2025 season continues, the Yankees face the daunting task of turning things around. They cannot afford another wasted year with Aaron Judge in his prime. The division is heating up, with rivals like Boston and Toronto surging ahead, and the Yankees need to ignite a spark that will propel them back into contention. That spark requires more than just wins and losses. It demands leadership that inspires confidence, fosters resilience, and brings out the best in every player. Boone's future hangs in the balance, and so does the identity of this Yankees team. Will they continue down the path of analytics-heavy management, or will they pivot toward a more traditional, experience-driven approach? Can Boone find a way to adjust his style and regain the trust of players and fans alike? Or is it time for a new voice, someone like Rob Thompson, who has demonstrated an ability to succeed in high-pressure situations with a blend of strategy and leadership? The answers to these questions will shape not only the rest of this season, but potentially the next decade of Yankees baseball. For a franchise with such a rich history and a passionate fan base, the pressure to get it right has never been greater. The days ahead promise intense scrutiny, heated debates, and critical decisions that could redefine the future of the Bronx Bombers. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. In a move that has sent ripples across the baseball world, rumors have emerged suggesting that RAFAEL DEVERS might be making a dramatic shift to the New York Yankees. The trade, which supposedly involves the Giants, is reportedly confirmed by several insider sources, igniting a firestorm of speculation about how this could reshape the landscape of Major League Baseball. DEVERS, known for his powerful hitting and clutch performances, would bring a much-needed offensive boost to the Yankees lineup, which has been searching for consistent production in recent seasons. The chatter among analysts and fans alike points to this potential acquisition as a strategic play by the Yankees to bolster their chances of returning to postseason glory. The Giants, on the other hand, are believed to be receiving promising young talent and prospects in exchange, signaling a longer-term rebuilding plan. While the official announcement remains pending, the buzz around this trade is creating waves across social media platforms and sports talk shows, with many already envisioning the impact DEVERS could have in the iconic pinstripes. The speculation about the exact terms of the deal continues to fuel debates among experts, who analyze the possible outcomes for both teams in the wider MLB season. This trade, if finalized, could mark one of the most significant mid-season moves in recent memory. As whispers of RAFAEL DEVERS' arrival at Yankee Stadium grow louder, questions arise about how this acquisition fits into the Yankees' broader strategy. The team's management appears to be positioning itself aggressively to compete against top contenders, and DEVERS' addition is viewed as a calculated gamble. The player's impressive track record, including multiple all-star appearances and consistent power hitting, could address several offensive gaps that have hindered the Yankees in clutch situations. Analysts are speculating that this move might also influence the lineup dynamics, with potential shifts in batting order and defensive positioning to maximize DEVERS' strengths. The fan base is buzzing with excitement and curiosity, wondering how the clubhouse chemistry will evolve with such a high-profile newcomer. Meanwhile, the Giants' apparent willingness to part ways with DEVERS suggests a willingness to embrace a rebuild focused on developing young talent and accumulating future assets. The balance between immediate impact and long-term planning is a central theme in this unfolding narrative, as both franchises weigh the risks and rewards of this high-stakes transaction. Rumors continue to circulate about which prospects might be involved, adding further intrigue to the unfolding saga. In light of the reported trade involving RAFAEL DEVERS and the New York Yankees, the broader implications for the Major League Baseball landscape are profound. DEVERS' transition from the Giants to the Yankees could signify a shift in power dynamics within the league, potentially altering the competitive balance in the American League East Division. The Yankees, long accustomed to contending at the highest level, might be signaling an all-in approach for immediate success, banking on DEVERS to be a cornerstone of their lineup. Meanwhile, the Giants' decision to trade a player of DEVERS' caliber might indicate a strategic pivot toward a youth movement, embracing rebuilding and development over short-term gains. This dual narrative reflects a larger trend in MLB where teams must navigate the tension between win-now ambitions and sustainable growth. As rumors swirl about the financial details and contract implications of the deal, speculation also surrounds how this trade will influence future free agency moves and roster construction. Commentators are debating whether this could trigger a domino effect, with other teams making bold trades to keep pace. The excitement and uncertainty generated by this possibility have become a central talking point among fans and media, fueling ongoing discussion about the direction of baseball's most storied franchises. With the news of RAFAEL DEVERS' potential move to the New York Yankees, many are pondering how this will affect the player's career trajectory and legacy. DEVERS has established himself as one of the premier third basemen in the league, renowned for his offensive firepower and solid defense. Transitioning to the Yankees, a team steeped in tradition and expectations, could elevate his profile to new heights. The pressures and spotlight of playing in New York might present both challenges and opportunities, as DEVERS adapts to a new environment and heightened scrutiny. Observers speculate about how the Yankees' coaching staff will integrate him into their system, possibly tweaking his approach at the plate or in the field to maximize his effectiveness. Additionally, the media attention and fanfare surrounding this trade might influence his performance, either galvanizing him or adding stress. From a marketability perspective, joining the Yankees could open doors to endorsements and increased visibility. Conversely, the Giants' approach to moving Devers is being dissected as a bold statement about their organizational direction, with many questioning whether the trade sacrifices current competitiveness for future potential. The narrative surrounding Devers' move is rich with speculation about personal, professional, and franchise-level impacts, fueling a compelling storyline that is far from settled. Amidst the swirling rumors and confirmed chatter about RAFAEL Devers joining the Yankees in exchange for assets from the Giants, the potential ripple effects on fan engagement and ticket sales cannot be overlooked. The Yankees, known for their passionate and expansive fan base, could see a surge in interest with Devers' arrival, energizing ticket sales and merchandise revenue. The prospect of watching a player of Devers' caliber in pinstripes is already igniting enthusiasm among season ticket holders and casual fans alike. Social media buzz is reaching fever pitch, with debates and excitement shared across platforms, indicating a renewed sense of hope for the team's championship aspirations. On the flip side, Giants fans are reportedly experiencing mixed emotions, balancing disappointment over losing a star player with anticipation for the future. The trade narrative has become a topic of intense discussion on sports radio and podcasts, highlighting the emotional and economic dimensions of such a high-profile move. As the deal continues to be dissected, speculation about its timing and finalization adds an element of suspense that keeps fans hooked. This bubbling rumor of Devers to the Yankees encapsulates the drama and unpredictability that make baseball trades so captivating, promising a season full of storylines and excitement yet to unfold. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.